Welcome to Reel Doofs. I'm Drew, and I've seen a lot of movies.
I'm Brian.
And I'm Joe.
And we haven't seen nearly as many movies as Drew has.
And this is a movie podcast where we watch really important movies from pop culture and history that Brian and Joe haven't seen. Before we actually watch these movies, though, I make Brian and Joe actually guess what they think the movie is going to be about based only on what they know from what they've seen and heard through pop culture.
That's right.
Yeah.
What are we watching this week?
So, guys, this is actually kind of a special episode for us because this is episode 5, and we are actually doing our first sequel to something we've already watched. Ooh. So this should be coming out just in time for the brand new Terminator Dark Fate movie. So what would be more appropriate than us watching Terminator 2?
I thought you were going to say Terminator Dark Fate.
Oh, man, that would be amazing. Yes. All right, here we go. Thanks, James Cameron. I love you. So this movie came out in 1991, directed by James Cameron again. And arguably, this movie falls into the very few sequel is better than original discussions.
Oh, okay.
So you guys will talk about it after if you think it was better or not. But this is one of those movies that gets a lot of discussion when you talk about a sequel that's better than the original. Because you guys know there's not a ton.
Right, yeah.
Right. Like Land Before Time 2.
I know, right?
Toy Story 2.
Yep. I mean,
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids
2, you know.
Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants Part 2.
The Sandlot Part 2. You know, there's not that many that you can say are all-time greats that are sequels. So hopefully we can talk about that after if you guys agree or disagree. And also, anybody listening, what do you guys think? Terminator 1 or Terminator 2? I seriously expect people who follow us to answer this question, and we will post this question again. Anywho, let's get down to, I was going to say brass tacks, but that seems bad. No, guys, let's just get down to business. Brian, let's start with you. What is Terminator 2 about?
Yeah. So we've been really bad at this so far, but spoilers from here on out. I guess if you haven't seen Terminator 2, you're like from 30 years late. But
from what, 1991? Is that
1991?
91. Okay.
Yeah.
Spoilers for the super old movie that most of you should have seen, which is why we're watching it.
Doofs.
Alienate our listeners immediately.
Just immediately. So, but we haven't said that so far, but it seemed obvious. But I guess if you haven't seen it, we're about to spoil it, or maybe not, because maybe we'll be completely wrong. I think that this one is about. I think we're going to see a lot of scenes from the first one.
Like you mean like scenes, like flashbacks? Like we're going to see actual scenes, or are we going to see like scenes? What do you mean by actual like scenes from the first one?
I think that we're going to see them from a different perspective. Ooh. So the last one involved time travel. I think we're going to get some time travel again.
Yep. Sure.
Arnold's going to be in it.
Yep.
I think this time, I felt strongly that he was going to be a good guy last time. I wasn't super sure, but I really felt like he might have been a good guy, and he wasn't. So maybe I'm thinking he's good in this one, or at least one version of him is good.
All right.
So my thought is like we
Multiple
sort of get
Arnold.
Yeah, I think maybe they fight at some point.
Ooh.
So I
like
think
a Cap versus Cap, like an Arnold versus Arnold. Okay,
that's pretty wild.
So in the last one, the movie starts in the future, and it's post-apocalyptic, and it's a mess, and they send Arnold back to kill Sarah Connor because she ends up having the kid.
Connors.
Wait, was it Connors?
No, it's Connors.
Oh, okay, damn it.
I was like, wait, I thought you got that wrong.
Trying to kill her because she has a kid who ends up, starting the revolution that overthrows and I'm saying this like I'm sure. I'm also double checking with you to make sure I'm on the right track. And that her son sends back who is eventually going to be his father back in time to save her from Arnold.
Okay, so where does this translate into Terminator 2?
Right.
Because I want to know about that movie, not the one we already watched.
I needed to mentally recap for myself. So that's the movie we watched. I think what we're going to see is even more in the future.
Oh.
It starts even more in the future than the last one, and they're like, oops, we messed up. Let's send Arnold back again. And this time something happens where he turns good while he's in the past and ends up helping stop himself from the last movie.
Oh, wow.
And things get really messy. So we end up seeing like I bet we see the I'll be back scene, but from like a different perspective.
Oh,
That's
that would
interesting.
be so cool.
Okay. All right, cool. And how about, do you want to add any more to it, or is that where you want to leave off for now and then Joe can try to fill in some blanks?
Yeah, I think we'll pass off for a second.
I need help coming up with my guesses. So I feel like, all right, there's a few different directions this movie could go. I was thinking it's mainly going to be Sarah Connor raising her kid and then starting to like protect her kid, because I think they're going to send Arnold's back.
So a direct sequel picks up in the desert.
Yeah, like they're gonna try to do it again. They're gonna try to kill Sarah Connor. But I think Connor. But I think there's gonna be there's got to be more to it than that, because that's just the first movie again. Right?
So maybe it's a blend of that, where maybe it either starts more in the future than the last one started, or it kicks us off in the desert. It's like, see, just a direct sequel.
Yeah.
No time travel here, and then more future Arnold shows up.
Yeah, exactly.
And she's like, oh shit, this guy again? But twist, he's good this time.
Yep.
And there's an even more evil version out there. Or like the one that she destroyed in the last one comes like back, like that exact robot like reassembles, still stuck in the past, still angry and bitter.
So let's see.
Still looking for love.
This is interesting.
In all the wrong places.
I like that.
So
let me ask, if Arnold is good in this one, does Sarah Connor fall for Arnold this time? Because I remember last time that was a big thing that you guys both were like, because that one line that someone was like, robots need love too.
Yeah.
We thought that was foreshadowing, which it absolutely wasn't in that movie.
Yep.
But do you think now it's like, she's going to be like,
I think it's going to be a one-way
robot.
street.
So she's just automatically like hates robots from this point on?
I don't think that she hates robots. I just don't think I think she fell in love with the guy that she fell in love with.
Okay. With
and they're going to do the bad, like, this is a trope that they do to women a lot in movies, but like, she'll never find love again. So like, she only can love that one guy and she'll never be happy again. Okay. But Arnold, maybe like she does turn Arnold good or something like that. Okay. Like, I think that might be the trope that they go with.
Like maybe the future, like the further into the future sends a more advanced Arnold back. Oh. And this more advanced Arnold has like capability for emotion and starts to fall for Sarah Connor for some reason. Okay. I know, let's see. I think I may have seen like a minute or two of like one of the final fight scenes at the end. It involved a bucket of lava, I want to say. So this is like a total guess.
What do you mean a bucket? Like, is it like a little bucket of factory, lava? Like someone just like splashes him with lava?
Just like, what is it, Revenge of the Sith or Attack of the Clones?
Oh, you mean like literally like
another like
smelting factory?
Exactly, like a smelting factory where there's like a bucket of lava, and I think the humanized
the ice bucket challenge, but it's full of lava instead. Okay, sorry.
The lava. Yeah, the lava
so wait,
challenge.
Is it kind of like the first movie where they go into a factory and they just turn on a bunch of things?
I think there's going to be another factory. So I don't know why I'm thinking of this. This could be a totally different movie that I'm thinking of, but I'm going to throw it out there as my guess. I think there's going to be a factory fight scene where it ends with the Terminator falling into this bucket of lava, like, smelting hot metal, and he falls in there, and then you're like, oh, the movie's over, he's dead. But then he comes out and all his skin has been burned off, and it's like his robot body again, kind of like the all metal body.
That's cool.
So, and then he like tries to fight again, and then they kill that. Okay. Kind of like what happened in the first one, where like the skin was all gone, and they were just
so you get the whole is it exoskeleton? It's
exo.
it's the metal skeleton thing. Oh, and by the way, guys, before we start and before I forget, I just want to make a correction. I made a false fact on the first movie. I said that James Cameron had the rights to Terminator. They reverted back to him. That is not actually the case. They possibly could revert back to the original writer at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. But I did just find that out. So correction on my part. If I'm wrong, I want to make sure that the people know it.
Sorry, Jim.
Very good.
Yeah, Jim. So anyway, I like that. We got through it. So let me recap just a little bit. And then if you guys want to add anything else, awesome. So from Brian's point of view, we are essentially going to be rewatching the first movie, but from a different perspective. So a new Terminator may come back to help or assist. Could cause a riff if Kyle Reese is still around to have a helpful Terminator around. Who knows? But still, we're seeing this possibility from this angle where this Terminator, some reason, is going to turn good and try to help protect Sarah Connor. And it could also go a little further past the point of the first movie. From what you were saying, maybe we'll see a little bit more. Joe, you were thinking maybe directly at the end. This movie takes off like immediately at the end of the first movie, at
the end, or maybe like a
little bit,
a couple years after. Once
maybe
she's had her,
maybe John
is
born at this point. Okay. Yeah. And then again, it's really a protection movie. There's definitely at least two Arnolds fighting each other in this movie.
Maybe two Arnolds, or maybe Sarah Connor fighting Arnolds, because I feel like Sarah's gonna become a fighter because
absolutely,
she knows of this future of like being
she's training
in an
for
army.
it.
Exactly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And then the best point to highlight also that there will be a bucket of lava that someone could splash onto someone, or someone falls into a pit
falling
of lava.
Into, and
Gotcha.
I keep picturing like a small pail.
That's what I was
lava.
thinking.
It's like, oh no, I fell in the lava.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
It's like this massive, like a human could fit. It's like a giant,
totally got it.
Manufacturing line bucket.
So, let me ask the very last thing. So after the Terminator is, Terminators are dead. That's it. That's where the movie ends.
Yeah.
Cool. Sounds good to me.
Right? What do you think?
So, they do like 100 more of them, so no, but like
no, because they exist in the future, and they keep on building these models, and they're clones of Arnold. And
let me ask you this: do you think this time around Cyberdyne Systems will play a bigger role?
Yes, and Skynet. I think we'll get those, which I don't remember what they were. Skynet was the big company and Cyberdyne was like the branch?
Were those our guesses?
Okay, so your guesses were that Skynet you guessed was
Stark Industries.
Stark Industries, and then Cyberdyne Systems was Justin Hammer's competitor. They only mention it once in the movie. They're like, Skynet happened, Skynet, Cyberdyne Systems, and then they just stopped.
Yeah.
So
he said Cyberdyne Systems model 332 or something like that.
Yes, he did.
In the car. And I remember, Ryan, your guess was, quote, something Skynet.
Okay, that's fair.
That was your guess in the episode 1.
Okay, I've got it.
Okay,
I know what it is now.
Okay, all right, what is it?
So in the future, I still think it starts like more in the future than the others, but this time it is the rebels sending back a reprogrammed T-model robot, and instead of sending it back to kill Sarah like the robots wanted, they go back to stop Skynet from ever happening. So this movie takes place in the time where Skynet or Cyberdyne Systems is rising to power as like a tech company. It's 1991, so they're just getting started, and they send back this good quote-unquote unquote good Arnold to kill that baby.
Yeah. Ooh, to kill like the baby of.
That's interesting.
Like, yeah. So Cyberdyne is the good one. Skynet is the bad one.
Yeah. And while he's there, you know, he knows, because he's been reprogrammed, knows how important Sarah Connor is, know how important Kyle Reese is. Maybe there's some overlap with the previous movie, and he's there and he jumps in to help. But his main mission is to stop Skynet from ever developing them to begin with. And as the love relationship sort of happens with Sarah and this new good Arnold, it's like, but if you destroy this, then like you never exist.
Oh wow, that's
and he like does it, but he like Back to the Future disappears.
Interesting. All right, so I've got one more question for you guys.
Okay.
Will Arnold be back?
Yes.
And in what context do you think he'll be back in?
Yeah, I was totally just going to say I have one more guess, and that is I think he's going to say I'll be back again.
In a new way?
In a new way.
And what do you think he'll be back this time?
I'll be back. I think it's going to be like, I think it's going to be like I'm going to protect you again kind of thing. Like I guessed last time.
But for real this time.
But for real, it's going to happen. Last time I guessed that he says at the very end, like, I'll be back. Like,
yeah, right.
I'll be back when you need me. I'll be back here. He's totally going to say it now because it's going to be the good Arnold from Cyberdyne. Yeah. And he's going to be like, I'll be back to protect you, Sarah Connor, or something. That's my guess.
All right, boys. I think it's time that we watch Terminator 2.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
Wait, isn't this one called Judgment Day?
Is it Terminator 2 Judgment Day?
It is.
Okay.
Yes.
We didn't make any guesses about judgments.
This just literally started.
Judgment Day. Shoot.
Oh. The future is now, guys. The future is now.
Those don't look like futuristic destroyed cars. This looks
look at the
when?
Los Angeles 2029.
Is that more in the future than last time?
Yeah, the other one was 27.
Yeah,
right?
it was.
Oh, yeah, I did it.
Okay, so post-apocalyptic 2029.
Yep. No.
Wow, this war has been happening for a while.
Yes.
It started in like 97.
Right?
Yeah. I'd have given up by now.
Just crawling
I
after
love
her.
this image of the 4 horses burning.
And they're not real horses. They are those
it's like playground horses
at the playground.
But the way they panned into shot was very.
That was a good image. Yep.
And it's like Judgment Day, so like 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Like,
yeah, totally.
I remember when I first watched that, I was like, yeah, look at that reference. Stupid little playground things. And then Brian just says this, and I'm like, an epiphany. I'm like, oh my God. I've watched this movie like 30 times. Once again, naked time travel.
Still haven't perfected the...
Yeah, you can't bring clothing with you.
Just send him naked. All right, so there's Arnold.
I think he's beefier this time.
He looks a little beefier.
Oh, he definitely is beefier. Oh, Joe, you think he's gonna ride a motorcycle this time?
Oh, right away.
Ride a motorcycle.
Okay.
This movie.
Oh, what's he doing? He's just going into a biker bar, completely naked.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
If the whole movie was this, I'd watch it. Just Arnold going bar to bar, beating the shit out of bikers and taking the motorcycles.
Keep that shotgun too.
Does the bike just have a holster for the shotgun?
Yeah. Every motorcycle does.
Every motorcycle does. Yeah, that's fact.
It comes standard.
Yeah.
This is where you put your shotgun. Welcome to America.
Yeah, don't worry about him because I'm gonna protect.
Or murder. I think you're right.
I think Arnold is now going to be the good guy to protect John Connor.
Somehow this kid has some like super like ridiculous
hacker.
like hacking program.
I've hacked the mainframe.
Yeah.
Boop, boop, boop. I've hacked them. I'm in.
So think about it. This has always happened in every scenario. The future influenced the past to create the future. The Terminator was sent back from the future.
But
and then was crushed. The company found it and said, this technology is way advanced beyond anything. Let's study it and recreate it. And they create the thing that kills us. Do you know what I mean?
But that's not possible.
But it is.
Because it's relying on an event from the future to go back to start that future.
Unless this is like unless this is like a different... Oh, no, I know what you mean. No, yeah, this doesn't make sense.
It doesn't, but it does. Sweet mullet.
It's a really good mullet.
It really is. Like a little shave on the side.
Perfect balance of business and party.
Oh, man.
No, he's not. He's got his gun up. Yep. He knew it was coming.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Arnold's the good guy.
What is that? Oh my god, they're so ridiculous.
They're so beefy and strong.
I know.
That wall didn't have any studs in it.
Yeah.
That's not up to code.
Nope.
Cutting corners building this galleria.
Yeah. Oh shit, guys, it's the Silver Surfer.
What
Industrial Light and Magic's first attempt at him. Good.
Smart kid.
Uh-huh.
My mission is to protect you.
Oh, somebody said that.
Who sent you?
You did.
Yes.
Years from now, you reprogram me to be your protector here.
Reprogram.
This time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Listen, I gotta step by my house. I want to pick up some stuff.
Negative. The T-1000 would definitely try to reacquire you there.
Sure?
I would.
But my Game Boy.
I just got Squirtle in Pokemon Yellow.
That was
84.
84.
So was John 7?
These were taken in
Right now?
Yeah.
today.
It's 1991, right?
Yeah, so wouldn't that mean he's 7?
6 or 7?
Yeah.
Didn't it say 10 on his...
Yeah.
Plot hole? Wait, is that like time travel plot hole, or is that like, oh, we fucked up time, like, plot hole?
I don't know. Oh shit. The liquid metal. They can't shoot it, they can't dismantle it, they can't blow it up.
Yep.
But I guarantee you they can fucking melt it.
Melt it. Yes, he's gonna fall into the lava bucket.
It's gonna be like, the only way we can destroy him is if we get him hot enough. But there's no way we can get him hot enough without lava.
A bucket of lava.
I need a bucket of lava to melt
a
that.
pail of lava. Yeah, this kid's definitely not 7.
It's like a 15-year-old playing a 10-year-old. But he's supposed to be 7.
Yeah, something like that. He's probably like 13. He's like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, I want to see the like buddy cop comedy version of this. Like Arnold and a kid solving crimes.
At it again.
Well, I mean, essentially, isn't that like Kindergarten Cop?
Yes.
Except he's like not buddied up with a kid, but he's with a lot of kids randomly. Well,
not
not in a weird way. He just like hangs out with them.
Arnold is a Terminator. And John is a 10-year-old boy. Arnold has to do everything he says.
Together, look at what kind of trouble they get into. Oh, what's this guy doing? He tied her down because she was a little nutty.
Oh, no.
Okay, wait, guys. You think it's going to get weird.
No,
it's not getting weird. It's not weird at
it's
all.
weird.
Oh, it's weird.
It's
It
weird.
got weird.
Oh.
It got weird. That's that. He licked her face.
You belong in there.
Yep.
Is she awake? No.
Well, she's like,
she's like
subdued.
tranquilized.
Yeah.
What?
What?
He's the floor?
He's the floor.
He's the floor.
Hey, Gwen, you want some coffee?
So he could get the keys, but he couldn't get the gun. He could get the badge and the buttons on the shirt, but he couldn't get the gun.
Like create it?
Yeah,
Right,
like-
because the Terminator said he can only do simple metal objects. He can't do any complex machinery. And guns
yeah,
and
okay,
bombs
okay.
have chemicals and moving parts.
Okay, right, okay.
Hang on.
The floor isn't complex.
Right. Is a robot not complex? Is an entire living being
No, I understand
less
where you're-
complicated than a gun?
I understand where you're coming from, but he's just being a shell of that.
Dang.
Oh, there goes the face licker.
Oh shoot!
Yep. Yeah, he
It's,
got it.
you know, it's good they made him a creep because you don't feel bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, it's not just a guy doing his job. It's a guy.
Right.
Yeah.
yeah. Because like I was like, yeah, hit him in the face again. Like, how many times do you think he licked her face?
Oh, yeah, or fucking worse. She hit him pretty hard.
Oh no, I doubt that. I think it's just that dude's favorite thing is just licking face, maybe sucking on a toe.
Oh, he definitely sucks toes.
Yeah, it's definitely.
He's a toe sucker for sure. It's like the goddamn owl from the lollipop commercials.
How many looks does it take for this girl to knock me out?
One.
Just one.
Yeah.
He's made of Capri Sun.
Kind of thing.
What
Wasn't that
what
like
kind of wacky adventures will he get into?
Come with me if you want to live.
Oh, shit.
Remember last time Kyle said that to her?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Still better than Sorcerer's Stone.
Which one?
Sorcerer's Stone.
Oh, yeah.
Harry Potter 1.
Was that 91?
No, that was
like
2000 and 2000, 2001, 2002.
2002, 3? I don't know.
I think the first one might have been 2000. I'm not sure. We can verify that. Ooh,
Alexa.
she got hit.
When did Harry Potter Sorcerer's Stone, the movie, come out?
The
No,
book.
not the book. Come on.
Alexa, stop.
Alexa, when did Pokemon Yellow come out?
Yellow version. Right now! Pikachu edition was released on October 25th, 1999.
1999.
Oh,
99.
shit. They're
Yeah.
gonna miss it.
John Connor definitely did
They're
not
not
have
gonna be
it.
able to play it. Judgment Day happens before then.
This kid essentially is the living like version of Bart Simpson.
Yeah, seriously.
And then you say, eat my shorts.
I'm telling you, these walls are not up to code.
All drywall.
It's all drywall. All drywall all the time.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Oh. Because he's gonna come back to protect them.
Last time he said I'll be back, he drove a car through a police station. Now he drove a big truck through it.
Oh, he did it again.
You know where they're probably headed?
Where?
To the factory.
What factory? This is the factory.
The lava factory.
The lava factory.
Where they make
Watch
the
this, this is
lava.
awesome. He broken into a million little pieces.
It's not over.
I refuse to believe that's over because
It's the lava that kills him.
it's the
Why
bucket
would it be
of
the bucket of lava?
They're gonna get a
pail
bucket of lava.
They're gonna pick up the pail and splash it with them and take that.
See, this looks really cool because it's clear that they use like mercury or something.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident it's mercury.
What if they like separate it so it can't
Like they sweep it up really
yeah,
quick.
they're
They
like,
just
they're
like,
like they're like part
They're like a shop
separate half
vac.
of it.
yeah.
Shop back.
They literally like just wasted all of their time for a cool shot.
What if they mix like other metals in while he's liquid?
That's
There's some quarters in there.
Oh,
Yes. Yes. He fell into a bucket of lava.
You did it. Ding ding ding.
First off, what did you guys think of the movie?
Really good.
Loved it so much. Yeah. I definitely liked it a lot more than the first one. The first one was still great,
right?
But definitely better than the first
so
one.
So we agree. This is a sequel that is better than its original.
Yeah, definitely.
100%.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of joke throughout, but I mean, it's actually an emotional movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
definitely.
No,
it has that whole like Arnold was a father figure,
right?
And
Arnold was a father figure to the kid, and it moves along. It really is super awesome. And again, you're talking this is Arnold Schwarzenegger was one of the last action stars.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's an action star. We don't really get that too much anymore. I think you can arguably say there's a handful of actors that you can actually call action stars. I think Tom Cruise is still an action star.
Tom Cruise, action star.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves is definitely an action star.
Yep.
But back in the 80s, early 90s, Arnold Schwarzenegger, that dude's an action star. And they made action movies.
Yeah.
And this was nuts. I mean, again, praising the fact that special effects were just coming into play in the early 90s and starting big. What you could do without having CG effects. I mean, it's nuts. They actually shot a motorcycle out of a 3-story building at a helicopter.
That's so cool.
For that scene. They didn't, I don't believe there was actually someone who latched onto it. That's too dangerous, but they needed that shot of having the motorcycle hit that thing. I mean, that was real. They blew up a building essentially for the shot. And I can only think realistically in the last couple of years, and by couple of years, I mean decade, Christopher Nolan actually blew up a abandoned hospital, or it wasn't a hospital, but they dressed it up as the hospital in Dark Knight. It was just a building that was set for demolition anyway, and they blew it up for film to add it into the movie.
Love it.
I mean, so incredible, man, the stuff that they did in this.
Lots of awesome practical effects and special effects for the time. 91, pretty amazing,
and a lot too. I was really surprised by how much we were seeing of the silver generation. They were showing it off. I was expecting to not see it very much because I was like, this must be expensive for 91.
Yeah, exactly.
Super.
I kept on thinking about the budget. I was like, wow, they must have actually had a lot of budget, or just a lot of talent.
They had a lot of budget for what 91 was. I believe this movie ended up coming in around 88 to 90 something million. I have not confirmed that number, but I know originally it was 70 something planned and it overspent.
Okay.
And I think from what I read was that it was around 88 and they were expecting more. So I don't know what the final number was on it, but it still ended up ballooning. And that's why the company Carlico wanted to actually cut certain scenes so it wouldn't be as expensive. They wouldn't have to finish editing certain scenes like that.
That's cool.
First shot, the first scene of Arnold in the biker bar, they were like, we don't really need that. It doesn't move the story forward. Can you imagine if that wasn't in there? That was an amazing.
It was such a good.
Awesome, that
was a good
sucked
me into it immediately. I was
definitely.
like, oh yeah, I'm gonna love this.
Yeah, it really. I was like, yes, Arnold. He looked so cool.
I mean,
we didn't even know he was a good guy then.
I know he could have been the bad guy. But I
mean,
was just excited to watch him after that scene.
We talk about our guesses. We got so much
we
right.
Got pretty close.
Okay,
we had a lot wrong because we threw a lot of spaghetti at the wall, but there was a good amount that stuck.
Listen, you guys got everything wrong in the beginning, and then when you backed up, you got everything right. I was getting worried at one point when Joe mentioned the bucket of lava. I was like, what? No. And then I thought he was going to talk about the thumbs up, and I was so happy that he didn't. I was like, oh, because to me, the thumbs up is the scene. Literally, this movie.
I've seen that GIF.
You've seen the GIF. Do you remember earlier this year that I had I commissioned a skateboard deck to be made with the thumbs up on it going down for a friend of mine?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I do.
Yes, I had my incredible tattoo artist. I'm just gonna give him a shout out, Phil Morgan, Sand Tiger Tattoos, man, Orlando. Anyway, Phil also not only does incredible tattoos, but he also does skateboard decks, and he did this awesome Terminator thumbs up skateboard deck. So anyway,
It's such a sad scene to do on like,
dude. It's like that's the scene that gets you, man. That's the scene that gets you. But all right, so
we got that though too. We called that he was gonna like sacrifice himself but not for that reason.
Right.
I forget what was our guess.
I don't even remember why. You threw so many guesses out there.
We made a double batch of spaghetti. Like we used 2 boxes of angel hair
just to like cover all the bases.
And threw all of it at the wall.
I don't even remember you guys saying that he sacrificed himself. I just remember Joe saying that one of them is in the lava and his skin melts off and you see like the exo, which honestly you were pretty close because the other one was turning into the different people and the T-1000.
You know what? There's a scene out there in another movie where some kind of robot falls into, I'm talking a bucket of water. In this T2, this was like a pool, like a square pool of water or lava. I'm talking like a bucket of lava. There's a movie out there where somebody falls into like a big bucket of lava.
Okay.
I'm imagining it.
There's probably a movie with that.
Maybe I'm just thinking about like Star Wars again.
Cool thing about this is Robert Patrick is the actor who played T-1000. Okay. Not to diss Robert Patrick, but I would say this is likely his most prominent role he's ever done. He's been in a lot of different things, but this is probably his most recognizable thing. He's also replayed the role like he's been T-1000 in like 5 other things that have not been Terminator just to do it. There is a 90s comedy called Wayne's World based on a Saturday Night Live sketch, characters. And at one point, T-1000 pulls over Wayne in that movie and literally hands him a picture of a kid and is like, "Have you seen this boy?" And he's like, "Ah!" and he drives off. Awesome. Then they did like several video games where he reprised the role for the video games, the arcade games. Oh, dude, awesome stuff.
Is he going to be in Dark Fate?
Who? T-1000?
Yeah.
Could be. I don't know. He is not.
I'm so excited.
He is not the new Super Terminator.
Oh, and that's what we're getting in Dark Fate.
We're getting a Super Terminator, and we're getting a question. Like, we're getting the same kind of scenario as Terminator 2, where there's a bad one and a good one. Yep. But the girl protector. We don't know what she really is because in the trailer she says she's not a Terminator, she's a human but enhanced.
Oh yeah,
interesting.
So we don't know if she is part machine or something else. But there's the bad Terminator can literally like split himself into doubles or like do all this weird stuff. So I don't know.
So excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty wild.
It's gonna be awesome.
But they're cues back to Terminator 2. In that movie, in the new one that they showed you in the trailer for the eagle-eyed fans. Like at one point they're on a plane, don't know the context behind it, but Arnold has a AR-15, literally gets that Terminator on the ground and just up close in his face, like blast it, just like he does to T-1000 in this one.
The truck, yeah.
So really cool. Okay, cool. Like the movie, what was your favorite scene, Joe?
Favorite scene, I really liked the hallway scene, right where we didn't know if Arnold was the good guy or the bad guy. We didn't know which Terminator, which robot was the good guy yet. And there was that hallway scene where they're both like walking towards John Connor in the middle and they're both pointing their guns, and then Arnold just says, "John, get down," and then he shoots the other cop.
Very good.
And that was the reveal.
And then the cop shoots that other dude who's like, "Hey, I have a Pepsi."
And that was like the reveal of you finding out Arnold is the good guy in this movie. Very cool.
Yeah. Get down. Oh.
So there's so many good one-liners in the movie too.
Yes, and appropriate one-liners too, because it's not like a bad like movie where they just say something terrible. No, this was awesome.
And not only that reveal of finding out he's the good guy, but the reveal to Sarah Connor that he's the good guy.
Yeah,
and
that was very good.
It was the come with me if you want to live. Like
I
loved that. That was a good scene.
I like that they used that line. I think my favorite scene was the redux of "I'll be back."
Yes.
Yeah.
Here, I'll be back. And then like brings the van back at like sort of the same thing, but not quite. Also any scene where he's like learning the new stuff from John.
Yep.
like the Hasta La Vista Baby, and like when he gets to use that again was really cool.
I thought he would use more of his new lines more, like the chill.
Yeah,
out,
I was kind of hoping
like
for that.
Chill out, bro.
Well, he does, but that's in Batman Returns.
Yeah. Freeze. Yeah.
Chill out.
Awesome. So let's talk Doof Meter, guys. Doof Meter, on the Doof Meter, 1 through 5. 1, no big deal. I could have waited, whatever. 5, I'm a total doof. I should have seen this earlier in life. Where does this movie stand for you guys?
Yeah, Brian, you go first.
It's a 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Love it.
I think this is my favorite one we've watched so far.
Really?
Yeah.
That's great.
I love it.
Cool, man. Joe?
I'm gonna go 5 as well.
Yeah.
I liked it as much as Back to the Future, and I gave that a 5.
Yeah.
And
I feel like this was referenced way more than T1.
Definitely.
I feel like I've seen scenes from this in other movies.
Absolutely.
I'm really shocked that we didn't guess like Hasta La Vista Baby. I just didn't know what movie it was from.
Yeah,
I know I've obviously know that
yeah.
line, so it was really cool when it came up because it was like a surprise.
Yeah, definitely. That
Like
was
we knew I Will Be Back was
back.
from Terminator, but
Yeah,
like didn't know where Hasta La Vista Baby was from, and that was great.
Oh, so awesome. Love it, man. I love that you guys love it too. So cool little thing here too is the kid who plays John Connor. His name's Edward Furlong. Edward Furlong has done another, kind of like Robert Patrick. This is probably his most prominent role. He's done other things. I hate to say he's never done anything else. No, he's done plenty of things, but just nothing that's really been noticed. But there is a rumor that Edward Furlong filmed something for this new movie.
I love it.
Don't know if it's true, but what I heard the context is that they de-aged him digitally to fit him into a scene where he's younger.
Oh, okay.
Don't know if it's true.
So we might get some
teen John Connor.
We might, or maybe.
Yeah.
What if? This movie doesn't even involve John Connor, and Sarah Connor's trying to help someone else who's apparently really important. What if the Terminators got to John?
Oh, shoot.
What if they get to him and this girl's the next person who can save the world? I don't know. I can't wait to check it out. It's going to be awesome. The other thing is Edward Furlong is also in another phenomenal movie that I have to ask here if you guys have seen, because if you haven't, I'm adding it to our list. It's called American History X.
Ooh, I haven't seen it. It's been so many years since I've wanted to watch that, and I still haven't gotten around to it.
Okay.
I think I have, and I'm pretty sure it's really brutal, right? Like there's like a scene with
super brutal.
It's very brutal.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
I have seen it, but we could watch it again because I don't know what it was about. I just remember
You don't
being
even remember that Edward Furlong's in it. He's he's one of the main characters.
No, I don't.
Incredible. Sweet. All right. So, guys, 5 out of 5, 5 out of 5. I'm also going 5 out of 5 because I've seen this movie 1,000 times. I love it. It's amazing. This movie rocks. Super glad you guys got to watch it with me, and I can't wait to do it again next time.
Yeah, so we've got more coming. Thanks to everyone who's listened so far. Super, super cool. We love doing this. It's super fun. And we've gotten a lot of really good feedback, which is great. We've got like 5 stars on iTunes.
5 stars.
5 stars. Yeah. Our doof meter is at 5 out of 5. And so is our iTunes rating. I guess like special thanks to the 2 people who left a comment on our iTunes. We got a these guys are hilarious end quote, and where has this been all my life?
Yeah.
So really good comments coming from us for us.
Yeah, I think that was from a Sci Club, right?
Sci Club and a Kofi S.
And Kofi S. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate that. If anybody else, you want to help us out, if you feel like it, please leave feedback. Follow us. We are on Twitter. Brian, what's our Twitter handle again?
Our Twitter handle is at Reel Doofs. That's RealReel Doofs, DOOFS. Find us on Twitter at
that
Reel Doofs.
Yeah.
On Instagram, we are just at Reel Doofs. We've been posting pictures. The one and only Drew has been painting some masterpieces on his iPad and posting those up. And you guys have been guessing what movies are based off of little tidbits, and that's been super, super cool. Yeah, so we'll keep that up too.
We're on YouTube too.
Oh,
we
yeah.
have audio files up there if that's your preferred channel. But we also have Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, all
SoundCloud.
Whatever, whatever you're listening to it now on. You can keep doing that too.
Yeah. Awesome, guys. Thanks so much. So I guess I'll see you guys later.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Brian. So this is a movie podcast where I'm sure you guys know if you've been listening to us, and if you haven't, well, what the hell? Seriously. This movie podcast is about three good friends.
Let me tell you how they met.
Let me tell you a story.
And welcome to our post-credit scene. This is Brian, and I'm just doing the editing, and it's really late at night, hence my quiet voice. There's about 10 minutes left, and it's just Drew explaining the plot of Terminator 3, 4, and 5, so stick around if you want to listen to that. I thought it was really funny. I had to take it out because it didn't really fit anywhere, but I figured I'd throw it here as a little extra treat for those of you who finished the end credits song. So enjoy. What? They did it. They saved humanity. And then there was never any more of these movies ever.
There's never going to be a robot again. Man, how is there supposed to be a third?
Seriously.
Fourth?
Okay, so we will not be watching 3, 4, or 5. If you want to watch 6, that's cool because 6 is a direct sequel to this movie. 6 presupposes that 3, 4, and 5 don't happen.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
3, I'll give you a little thing about 3, is the events of this movie actually only delay Judgment Day. Judgment Day doesn't happen on August 29th, 1997 anymore. It happens slightly in the future because the Terminator, Cyberdyne, essentially creates itself a new Terminator. And it's part like liquid metal and it's part like exoskeleton. But the whole thing about the third movie is they're trying to prevent the next Judgment Day, but because the future is actually set, they have to go through it. The movie ends with Judgment Day happening and John being locked in a bunker while the missiles happen and start. It's depressing. It's nutty. If that movie came out, if Terminator 2 wasn't as good as it actually was, that movie might be considered a decent movie because it's pretty complex and it doesn't have a happy ending. It was daring enough not to do that. Again, by no means is it a good movie. It's actually it's from 1, 2, and 3. 3 is the worst out of them. So then Terminator 4 is actually completely set in the future, and Christian Bale is John Connor.
Wait. Terminator, what do you say? 4. Is completely
That's Salvation.
Set into the future, and Christian Bale
plays John Connor. And that's the movie that Christian Bale had his freak out on and screamed at a lighting guy during it. And there's the audio clip of him just like freaking out because somebody walked in front of it. There's no video of it, just audio. A guy like a key grip or like literally like walks in front of him and he's like, and then hey, what are you doing? And he's like screaming at him. He's like, I don't walk in front of you fucking thing. Like he just went up. And to be fair, this was filmed like right after Heath Ledger died. And he had just filmed, like Dark Knight had come out. No, wait. There wasn't, I think it was filmed around, because this came out in 2009, but they filmed it in 2008. And it was early 2008 when they filmed this. Heath Ledger had died in January of 2008. Dark Knight came out in July.
Yeah.
So it was filmed somewhere around there. He was super stressed out about a lot of things. But a lot of people, like, the best part is that movie is directed by a guy named Mick G, who really has not made too many phenomenal movies. He's made some fun movies, but he's like Mick G essentially is like the lower grade Michael Bay. If you watch his movies.
Yeah.
Again, I shouldn't be a complete dick to Mick G, but still, like, like the fact that when you address your director as Mick G, like, just makes me laugh, because at one point in his rant, he's like, "Hey, Mick G, did you see that?" And he's just like, I really didn't see anything. And like, it's anyway.
There's a really good. Is that the one where he blows up about someone about their cell phone? Was there something about a cell phone in that one, or is that a different time?
Might have been. He might have mentioned the cell phone,
because there's a great song that someone made using the audio clips from that rant. Yeah, and it's the same guy who did the Shia LaBeouf song, Rob Cantor.
Nice. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But let me get back on track really quick.
Yeah, sorry.
So that movie takes place completely in the future, and there is another type of Terminator created, and it's like part human. And that's the guy from Avatar, the main character in Avatar, Sam, I forget his name, Worthington.
Haven't seen Avatar.
Oh yeah, so the main guy from dude has only been in like a handful of like really, really popular movies.
Okay.
So they were like, oh, this guy's in Avatar and he's in this movie, and then of course this movie sucked, and they were like, is he gonna be okay in Avatar? But he was good in Avatar. But anyway, he was actually good in that movie too, but just the plot was weird.
Yeah.
But that was the first one Arnold was not actually in, because it's based in the future and you're seeing the exoskeletons, but you see the first time that the like T800 model, which Arnold is, he's model 101, but he's a T800. Well, that's T1000. You see the first ones come off the line, and it's like computer, like it's like Arnold 1984, like in a factory fighting him, and it gives him the scar on his face that he had. You saw John with in the very beginning.
Yeah,
he's fighting it. Yeah.
Okay.
But Arnold wasn't actually in it. It was all CG, basically, how they did that. So then, like 3 years ago, maybe 3 or 4 years ago, that's when Terminator Genesis came out. And that was the first one where...
That's number
5.
5, okay.
And that's the one where they essentially ran it by James Cameron to get his approval.
Oh, okay.
And they actually, like, I don't know if they begged him. I don't know if he did it willingly. I don't know if he asked for a paycheck or what, but they played previews like before a movie, not a preview of Genesis, like during the commercials setting up the movie. They basically played a like commercial of James Cameron saying like, yeah, it's really cool. I like it. It's a really interesting story. And that one is they send Kyle Reese back. They're sending him to do Terminator 1, but as he's being sent back, a new type of Terminator infiltrates, and something goes wrong. So when he gets back into Terminator 1, Sarah Connor she's already a hardened badass, and she saves him because they sent another Terminator to kill her parents and kill her as a little girl.
Oh my God.
So you don't see that happen. It's just that's already happened. And they sent an Arnold unit to protect her. So like her parents get killed and she was raised by Arnold. So she's a hardened badass who knows how to fight. But she's like, wait, I have to bone this dude to make John? I don't want to. I want to be my own person. And that's the one with Emilia Clarke as playing Sarah Connor.
Weird. Okay.
When they
It's not like who I would have thought.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It's actually
Emilia Clarke like super short.
Yeah, I mean,
Is she like this tall?
Yeah, it's all right.
Like down here.
Daenerys? I don't know. She's Daenerys. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but it's crazy because that opening of that movie, you see, Kyle lands, but you also see the first time that Arnold gets sent back to 1984, and he goes up to the punks And he's like, I need your clothes. And the guy's like, nice night through work, huh? Like that. And he like steals their clothes and stuff. Remember in the first one? Yeah. But he turns around, he's like dressed, and older Arnold is waiting for him. He's like, knew he was coming, and they fight, and it's fucking nuts.
It's cool.
Older Arnold and 1984 Arnold clashing head on.
That's what I thought we were going to get sort of in this one.
Yeah. No, man. And it's wild. And then they have to go time travel again, and there's a little like again, the whole timeline's messed up because of something that happened earlier on. So there's even a T-1000 in 1984.
Okay.
It's
weird.
Crazy.
Very confusing.
So it almost is that you can take those movies out and it doesn't affect anything because they're alternate timelines.
Yes, but I'll tell you one thing that you'll like. Skynet is not actually in Genesis because it's happening in like different timelines happen. Skynet doesn't happen the way it does because of things that they do as they go up the timeline in a sense. It ends up being like an ultra connected like video game network system. Like everyone wants to buy this Skynet. Yes, it's like an entertainment. Everyone wants it. It's like a new iPhone or something. Everybody wants it. They're like, we're gonna get it. And then that's how the movie ends, is on a cliffhanger, is that it like starts, and they were gonna do another one to go forward, but
like iRobot.
Sort of like iRobot, but it only made money in China for the most part. Yeah, it made some money here, but not much.
So
that's why that whole
3, 4,
trilogy.
5, those three, they're really not gonna build on any of that in this new one, Dark Fate, coming out.
Nope.
Wow,
it's cool.
Sarah Connor wasn't in any of them.
Okay.
Except for Amelia Clarke.
Amelia Clarke, Linda Hamilton to bring it back was not in any other ones.
Okay.
And James Cameron had not come back for any other ones.
So did you confirm somewhere about this like storyline for Dark Fate that like they're definitely not referencing any of that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what I've confirmed from what I've read and everything is that it's a direct sequel to 2.
Sequel to 2.
Yeah, and 3, 4, or 5 essentially don't exist.
Don't exist. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So we have to do... we should do an episode post when Dark Fate comes out in a few weeks. Mm-hmm. And we should go see it and like record in the car that ride there what our guesses are. And then like go watch it together. We'll do like a mini episode because obviously we can't have the middle part where we actually watch it because that's illegal.
Yep.
But
what if we get an empty theater and just like talk through it?
Throughout the whole thing.
Can we get an empty theater?
Can we get an empty theater? Drew has connections. Drew's got secret connections. He's giving us a look like maybe.
You know what? I wouldn't want to risk it. I think that could get us in trouble.